Took another Blue Water train trip to Chicago again this year, but this time we went business instead of coach, which, oh my gosh, is so much better. It does cost a lot more, but if you're claustrophobic at all, or if you're going to spend quite a few hours on the train and you want some extra legroom, this might be the way you want to go. There's only 15 seats in the business car. You're right next to the dining car and you get a complimentary drink, pop, water, or juice. We also had our own bathroom. One of my favorite things was the swivel seat. I was able to turn toward my sister and our friend so the three of us could have a conversation together. There is, however, only one seat in the entire car that can do that. I know this because I became very curious and I decided to try them all. I'm sorry, I'm coming to you. Hold on, let me get the circuit spinned again.
Want to even try one, me?
Okay, now I've turned. When we left Michigan, it was a nice sunny day. Unfortunately, when we got to Chicago, not so much. Our plan was to go to the hotel, check in, and then take the 10-minute walk down to the Millennium Park and check that out. But since the weatherman was calling for heavy rains for the next couple hours or so, we decided to do some indoor stuff. Right across from the hotel is a big shopping center. It's called Block 37. We wandered around that for a while it was raining outside. There's also a Macy's right there on State Street, so we went in Macy's and checked that out. It's huge, 8 floors. On the 7th floor, they have the famous Walnut Room, which is a 17,000 square foot dining room. They say it is both elegant and comfortable. I don't know, it was closed. We didn't go in, but I still think it looked really cool. The sun did eventually come out, so we walked around a bit. We found a nice little Italian place to have dinner, and then we went back to the hotel to rest. We had a very big day planned for the next day. As a matter of fact, there was a lot of things we wanted to do over the next few days. My sister Ronnie's been to Chicago many times, but I've only been there twice. My first time was last year, and we only went for a weekend, so we're very limited on time. And I did get to see some cool things, but this time we were there for a lot longer. We actually were there from a Sunday to a Thursday. There was a lot more we could see and do this time. We definitely did things different this time. The only thing that stayed the same was the hotel. We stayed at the Cambria Hotel in the Theater District last time, and we did the same thing this time. I can only say good things about that place. Everybody that works there is very helpful. It's kind of cool that they have their lobby on the 9th floor instead of the 1st floor. Oh, bonus. As soon as we got to the hotel, they said our room was ready and we were able to check into our room hours before check-in time. I wish we had a better view. However, I still like the hotel, and we were barely in the hotel anyway. We were on the go most of the time. Everything else about the trip though was different. This time we didn't do any Uber or Lyft. It was all either a taxi or public transportation. As soon as we left the Union Station, there was a line of taxis waiting. It was pretty easy just to grab a taxi and head straight to the hotel, and it was not very expensive at all. If you're a country bumpkin like me, you don't know much about the big city taxis, just know that the first one in line is the one you want to go to. Apparently they have priority. First come, first serve. The bonus is our taxi driver grabbed our luggage and loaded it all up, even though it was raining really heavily. And when we got to the hotel, he hopped out and pulled all our luggage out. They're also really friendly, respectful, professional. They know a lot about the city. I'm not knocking any Uber drivers because when we did that last year, they also, same thing, nice, kind, respectful, know a lot about the city. Taxis were there. They were easy to get to. Our other mode of transportation was public transportation. If you're going to use the public transportation in Chicago, you need to get a Venture card. You can go on the website and get a Venture card, or you can buy Venture cards right from the L stations. I did see on the website that the 3-day pass Venture card is only at certain stations. The 3-day pass is the one that we wanted, so instead I got the Venture app and then I bought the 3-day pass through the app. It is a 72-hour pass. It starts as soon as you use the pass for the first time. So if you use the pass at 5 p.m., it's not going to expire at midnight. It's not going to expire until 72 hours later. Or if you get a 1-day pass, it expires 24 hours later. And it really only costs $5 a day. So the 3-day pass was $15. I had peace of mind. We could always jump on public transportation to get anywhere we wanted to go. There were L stations and bus stops all around our hotel, so it made it super easy. I also think if you're going to go that way, you should download the CTA app, the Chicago Transit Authority. I love the one section where it says plan a trip. You basically enter in where you're at. For us, that was usually Cambria Hotel, and where you want to go. The CTA app will tell you all the different ways you can get there, all the different bus stops that are around, the L trains, which colored line of the L train to take, and it also has the times of when the bus is going to be there. If you don't want to put the CTA app on your phone, you can always look at the CTA website on your computer or your laptop. You can find the trip planner on the website as well. Again, just enter in where you are and where you want to go. And the cool part is that it's connected to Google Maps, so you will actually see the map of the city, and you can see where all the bus stations are at, or the L stations, and you can see the route that you would take. When you're on the website, you can also check out the schedule and the bus stops for any bus, such as the bus that takes you to the Museum of Science and Industry. As a matter of fact, we needed to check the next day. From Memorial Day to Labor Day, there is a particular bus 10, that only runs from the museum and back again. So it's mostly northbound, southbound. The earliest and closest pickup for us was at State and Lake, which said it was at 9:04 a.m. And according to that schedule, we would be at the Museum of Science and Industry around 9:30. My sister and I went to the Museum of Science and Industry last year, but our friend who went with us this time had never even been to Chicago before. This was her first time in Chicago. And I gotta say, the Museum of Science and Industry is so cool. I definitely didn't mind going back again.
There's the camera. Wave, guys. They're waving. Good job. You can, this is good. Bunny, this is the one you want right here. That one. It's got a bunch of coke in there. What?
It's got a whole bunch of Coke in there.
Does it really? Nice. This is nice.
That's cheese.
I'll take that. And Coke. I like that.
That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Here comes the train. Oh wow, that is funny. How are we next to a plane?
Train, yeah.
Wow, this is my first time in here because it was crowded when I was here before. It was before noon and we needed to leave the museum. We had more things to see because of the northbound schedule that we would either get picked up to leave there around 12:04 or 12:35, depending on how long it took us to get out of the museum. And since this was our big museum day, we were just going to the next stop, which they call it Columbus and 11th, but they also call it the Museum Campus Stop, which is where Adler Planetarium, Sheds Aquarium, and the Field Museum is at. And that also happened to be where we were going. Keep in mind that in Chicago, these museums close kind of early. You also need to keep in mind that you need to make a timed reservation for Sheds Aquarium. The way I did it was I went to Sheds Aquarium and I got my time ticket, and then I just walked over to the Field Museum. It's just a few minutes walk away. I had a couple hours to spend in Field Museum, an amazing museum. You should definitely not miss that one. We had to save Adler Planetarium for a different day. After leaving Sheds Aquarium, it was quite easy getting back to the hotel since there were taxis waiting right outside. Another very important thing we did differently this time was we bought city passes. There are different passes to choose from, but we bought the Go City 3-day pass. It is so much cheaper than buying individual tickets. We bought three-day all-inclusive passes for around $570. With the Go City passes, there were so many different attractions we could do. With these passes, we could see as many of these attractions as we could within the 3-day time limit. After we came back, I was curious to see how much we would have paid if we would have bought the tickets individually, so I added up all the prices. Keeping in mind, this is just for one pass. So for just one person, it would have been $549. And if you times that by 3, it comes to $1,647. And we only paid $570. I guess there's other ways of getting discounts. I just thought this was really super easy. After you buy your passes, you download the Go City app and then you sync your passes to the app. When you go to one of these attractions, you just open up the Go City app, you show them the passes, they scan them, and you're good to go. We were able to get in 3 attractions on the first day using the pass. 2 more days to go, and a whole lot more to see in Chicago.